Good afternoon, this is Geoffrey Shanty Woodcock speaking, and I'm just coming on to do a little video to share with you some information that I've been gifted throughout today, culminating in me doing a soul retrieval for my inner child, which was successfully completed moments ago. This was all instigated by a film called A Monster Calls, and basically the film's about a young lad whose mum has got cancer and ends up obviously passing with cancer. Really good film if you're drawn to watch it, but it's brought a lot of emotion up for me. My mum had cancer for over 20 odd years and a lot of other ailments as well, and what this film brought to my attention was that at times during my mum's illness, and more so at the latter end of her illness, there were times when I wished that she would just go, that she would just pass and be at peace, simply because of all the pain and suffering that she was going through. And this has been the guilt that I've carried, I dare say, from the moment I first said those words. So like I said, my mum passed in 2005. You know, I've been carrying this for at least 15 years, and it's been unnecessary, really. And similar times I felt this about my dad during his illness, in a different way, in a different illness. But again, both my mum and dad, they weren't having the quality of life that they were. My mum was in physical pain, but my dad was going through emotional turmoil. So there were two different aspects of illness, if you like, but they both ended up passing through the long-term illnesses. And like I say, at times, especially when it got really hard, I wished that my mum and my dad would go, bring them peace, and as uncomfortable as it is to say, bring me peace. But those times were the most vulnerable, you know, and I would never have wanted my mum to go, or my dad, but it would have been selfish for them to stay any longer than they had to. My mother and father, they passed at the perfect moment when there was always meant to. Now, this is the piece of information that I hope you can understand and take on board, because for all the times that I wished my mum to pass on in peace, to be free of pain, same with my dad, I obviously felt that I had caused their ending. I thought I'd sped their ending up, but this is what I see as a blessing. Through this soul retrieval that I've done today, I got the message that we have no power or control, we have no manifesting power to affect other people's journey. So however many times I said, I wish my mum would go, I wish my dad would go, however many times I said that, I could never affect that outcome. I could never speed that outcome up. And that is the one thing that I've obviously carried the guilt that I've carried for over 15 years with my mum, and then for my dad at least 6 years. But now I understand that I had no power over, and boy, does that take a bit of weight off my shoulders. Obviously the guilt, you know, as you can imagine, if you feel, or as I felt, that my words have caused my mum to pass sooner, I found it very hard subconsciously to live with, and it's something that I've carried around with me, and it's a very, very big weight. But as I said, to understand now that we cannot affect when a soul is going to move on and a physical body is going to pass, we can't. So that for me is a blessing, and it's now for me to let go. And you know, my mum and dad's at side of me now, saying, yes, it is time for you to let go. It's time for you to, you know, forgive yourself. And that's what this video is all about. Because if you've been through a similar scenario with loved ones or family or whatever, you know there are vulnerable times, that there are harder times than others, and in them times we're human, and we say things, we don't say it outwardly, but it's enough to sort of get us subconsciously thinking that when they do pass, have I caused it? Have I caused my mum to pass early? Have I caused my dad to pass early? No. And that's the same for you. We cannot affect anybody's soul's journey. Now, like I said, my mum and my dad both passed at the perfect moment, because through my mum, me and my dad had lessons to learn from my mum's illness, and when my mum passed, obviously those lessons had been learned on some level, and it was same when my dad passed. I had come to understand and learn and break the cycles that I needed to before my dad was able to move on. So like I said, as unpleasant as it has been to realise that I've carried it this weight for over 15 years, it's now for me not only to forgive myself, but to be gentle with myself that I didn't realise this sooner. And the same goes for you. You know, be gentle with yourself. You know, when we're in situations when we've got family members who have terminal illnesses or any sort of illness that's long term or even short term, it creates so much stress, emotional stuff, and we do our best. We really do our best. And the feeling useless, that's the video that I did a few days ago. That was about uselessness, feeling useless. And there are many, many times when I felt like that with my mum, and I felt like that with my dad. Had I been able to affect them in some way, perhaps get a magic wand and you know, magicked all the pain away, we would have missed out, as strange as it sounds, we would have missed out on those lessons that our soul needed. So, for instance, my family's journey, my mum and dad, were married for over 40 odd years. They had a child, my brother Jack. He lived for 24 hours, and it's from that one issue, that is where all our experiences have stemmed from in this lifetime. So the fact that my mum had cancer for over 20 odd years, hiatus hernia, and lots of other things, that my dad had 3 heart attacks, triple bypass, angina, and finally had a stroke which led to dementia. For me, admitting I was alcoholic for 20 odd years, We had to go through those experiences, and the fact that my mum and dad have passed and Jack passed, that I'm still here and that I've been able to write about all our experiences and share them on videos and such. Those are our blessings, those are our gifts to help others. But our soul group, as it was, our soul family, we had to go through this. We had to go through all of this. And this is just another learning for me. You know, it's been a heavy weight I've carried around on my shoulders, thinking that I affected my mother's passing, bringing it on sooner than she should have passed, the same with my dad. But that's an illusion. You know, we can't affect the time that a person passes. As much as we'd like to, we can't. And like I said, that to me is a blessing at this moment in time, because it's helping me to forgive myself. And like I say, if you've been through something similar, or you're going through something similar, if you do say something like that, or you have, forgive yourself. You're only human. And please remember, we cannot have any sort of effect on when that person is going to move on. It's the soul's journey, and when it's the soul's time to move on, it will move on. But until then, we've got lessons to learn from those situations, however unpleasant they are. This is the second take that I've done. I did one half an hour ago, and I wasn't happy with the content and the way I've explained it. I feel a lot better with what I've said in this one. And like I said, I'm now going to start work on being gentle with myself, and I ask you to be gentle with yourselves as well. I'm praying that everything that I've said you can understand, or at least become open to understanding, regardless of what anybody else might say. We all do our best. Everybody is doing the best. And when we're looking after loved ones who are going through situations like that, those are the hardest times. But those are the times that love shines brightest. You know, like I said, the stuff that we've been through, the things that we've gone through is nobody's business. We've always stuck together. We've always stuck together, and you ask why? Well, that bond of love, that bond of love between me, my mum and my dad and my brother was much, much stronger than the physical experiences that we had as a family. Those times are sacred. They were very hard, and it was like being in hell. But now, as I've been able to come through it, started to write about these experiences that we've had, talking to you on videos and helping people now, were, like I said, it was like going through hell at that time. But now it's that old saying, if I can help one person through my experiences, then nothing's been wasted. Well, I know, without being egotistical, I'm going to be able to help a lot more than just one person. And for that, I look at everything that I've been through as a blessing, and what I've been through today, it's been unpleasant, it's been emotional, but I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling tired now, but I'm feeling relieved, and I'm feeling at peace. And I pray that you who are going through things with family members, that you can find that peace. Even if you're going through it now, find that peace. Make sure you get time to look after yourself, because we can so easily get wrapped up in doing everything for our mother or our father or our loved one, And I did with my dad, and the amount of times I used to go for a healing with my friend Yvonne, and I was literally crawling to a front door because of trying to do everything myself. There's help out there. There's help, with our angels. Ask our angels for help. Ask your angels, but look after yourself. I know how hard it is. I'm sending you all so much love and shanty blessings. You take care. God bless. Love you all. Bye for now.